Hey guys, this is Dillon with Ranch Armor. I'm going to be showing you guys how to install the 1500 rear bumper today. I wanted to go over the tools you'll need real quick. One of the more important ones is going to be a T27 Torx. I've got it on an extension and a 1/4 inch ratchet. You can do it however you want. We'll need a 1/2 inch wrench, a 1/2 inch socket, need a 9/16 socket. I recommend a deep for this, and a 13mm socket. Also recommending a deep on that one, as well as a 9/16 wrench and your ratchet of choice. First thing we're going to do is get this tailgate off, so I'll show you guys how to do that. Is get your T27 Torx. There is a locking bolt right down here in the corner. We're going to pull that guy out. And then I'm going to have Tanner give me a hand getting this tailgate off. First thing we're going to have to do is pull these straps off. You're going to set that tailgate down just a little bit. It should slide right on out of place. Next thing we're going to do is get the bed mounts off. You'll need your 13mm deep socket. And you're going to pull these lower hinge mounts all the way off. Should be 2 nuts on each side. And then there's a cast mount and some plastic bushings. Once you get the hardware off of these, you can wiggle these little guys out. Should be one of those cast mounts like that. And then there's also a 2-piece bushing in here. Slide all that out of the way. Do that on the other side. Next thing we're going to do is a little bit of pre-assembly on your brackets. You're going to drop these reinforcement plates on. And we're going to use some of our 5/16 hardware to assemble that. Once we get our reinforcement plate on there, we can get these up underneath the bed. You will have to lift the bed to get these up around the studs. I'm going to drop that one in place and get the other side on. Sweet. And then we'll reassemble the hinge. So we have our 2 bushings that need to go on there. Get one side first. Get the other one in. Fumble in the plate. Once we get the plastic bushings in, we can get the cast hinge back on. So guys, whenever y'all are putting these on, you may need a helping hand to kind of move the bed around. You can pull the bed shock off if you're by yourself. But if you got a buddy and a couple beers, I'm sure he'll help you out. And it's not too bad. Now that we got those on, we're gonna tighten these hinges back up. We're gonna just kind of snug these. We don't want them all the way tight. We just want to take the slack out of everything. Next thing we're gonna do is throw this front mount on. As you can see, this bed's already been drilled. We've already had one on this. But you're gonna hold this bracket up into place and drill through these 2 guys with your 3/8 drill bit. Typically we'll mark it with a 3/8 drill bit, pull this bracket out, and then pre-drill everything with the 3/16. But these are already drilled, so I'm gonna skip that step. I'm gonna throw our carriage bolts in. These will key into place. As you take a mallet, kind of smack those guys in there. Now we can take 4 more of our 5/16 washers and nuts. 2 will go on the back side of this bracket, and 2 will go on the back side of the carriage bolts. Again, we're going to throw these carriage bolts in here. Usually like to seat them so they don't spin on you. We take 4 of our 5/16 washers and nuts. 2 on the back side of the bracket, and 2 will go on this carriage bolts. Luckily, the threads are short. I've lost like 10 pounds doing this. Once you check this out. Once the two rear brackets are installed, we're actually going to pull this bed back as far as it'll go. Alright, you're going to need the 9/16 ratchet and wrench to tighten these guys up. And then you are done. If you had the lights with your package, you'd want to wire those in. We kind of leave that wiring up to the end user, so I'm not going to do a guide on it. Alright, Tanner, you want to give us a hand with the final step? The last thing we're going to do is put this tailgate back in and throw our locking screw back in the bottom. You don't have to put this screw back in, but if the tailgate's down and it starts bouncing around, there's a chance it could come off. So we definitely recommend putting it back. That's it, guys. Ranger 1500 rear bumper installed. Say by myself, that took about 20 minutes. Yeah, nice and easy.